Hey, Shalom. Giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachahak Wadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakariam, Shah Yasha Allah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. And I seen this video a few days ago, and I saved it because I wanted to go back and watch it. I didn't watch all the video. I wasn't going to say anything, but the spirit just was on me, like, man, say something on it, because I constantly hear the Apostle Tahar. He makes mention of, the white woman's fantasy at this time, is coming true. Her love for the so-called black man. The secret desire. We always knew that the white woman desired the black man, so-called black man, because there's nobody white on planet Earth. As you can see, her skin is pink because the blood shows forth, and his skin down here is brown. Okay? So we know that the so-called white woman always desired the so-called black man, but it was to be kept a secret. This is something that they would do in their own time, in their bedroom. But now they're making it noticeable. Very noticeable. I'm in the medical field and I see it. It's turned up. That so-called white woman that's in the medical field, all the women of the earth, but especially that Edomite woman, her lustful desires it's okay to let it out to the forefront, and this all goes back to the curses. You read about in Deuteronomy 28. I'm gonna play this video. Let me get this scripture here. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 56. See, all these curses is turning on our enemies now, and one of the curses is you lose your women. Now, the apostle, he always brings this out. Apostle Tahar, he said, when you've lost your kingdom is when you lost your woman. So to see how the white woman is moving right now, it's very important who they look up to. See, women got a keen sense when it comes to power. They can sniff it out. Apostle Gabar, he always says that. That hypergamy kicks in. It's just like they just know, who's on the come up. And a lot of them can see, and a lot of these so-called white women are listening to the camps on the down low. They walking past the camps, but they listening. And they hearing, the Israelites or the so-called blacks and Hispanics, Native Indians, they're hearing this. They're sitting back and they're analyzing these videos. Some of them are even asking their pastors, what's up with this Israelite thing? It looks like it's getting stronger. Our men look like they're losing power in the earth. Everything's confused. So, you're going to see this happen on a whole nother level as Jacob's trouble heat up. But the real men that's going to stick out in these last days will be the elect men. But the value of a man, just a value of a man, is about to skyrocket. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 56 NLT. The most tender and delicate woman among you, so delicate she would not so much as touch the ground with her foot, will be selfish towards the husband she loves and towards her own children, her sons and daughters. Her eye, this is KJV now, her eye shall be evil towards her husband. And this is one of the curses that, completely destroy, especially the so-called African-American community. Mainly Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, but mainly the so-called African-Americans. My house was destroyed behind this. To the point when I was growing up, I just thought it was just the way it is. Single parents households for miles, blocks, man. Now these curses is coming upon our enemy, man. We seeing his woman. We had to watch our woman, growing up in the 80s and the 90s. They used to have all these, white jocks on TV, these band groups, and you seeing your sister, she hanging up posters of New Kids on the Block, and, they push that image in Hollywood, Now, a lot of sisters getting lied. Now, I ain't never have a crush. Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Because that's the image they was pushing. But now it's all coming down. Because we at the end, this is Deuteronomy 30, verse 7, KJV. And Yahweh, thy power, will put all these curses upon thy enemy. See that curse right there about that evil eye? And that's a bad eye, a bad spirit towards you, a bad idea towards you. Anger between the woman and her husband. And the husband and the woman. So you just don't have Eve on social media complaining they can't find a man. Now you got these white women complaining, but now they coming out and saying, hey, my desire the whole time is for black men anyway. You know? So this is part of that 7 women to 1 man. You have some of these other nations, they looking for help too. Where's the security? And some of these so-called white women, a lot of them, you know, coming out of especially the areas of Scotland. You know, if you watching this and you got some Irish blood, Italian, you know, you need to look deep into them old photos of your great-great-great-grandparents. You could be an Israelite. You know, that's why you're attracted to so-called black men like that. Because you're an Israelite and then you could be of the elect. You know, but we got to wait and see. But we know these curses on Esau. Esau has lost his woman, which is a major, major sign that this kingdom is done. This is a serious detail here. So it says, and Yahweh will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee. Right? GNT. He will turn all these curses against your enemies who hated you and oppressed you. So now we can see stuff like this happening. You know, like I said, I just finished watching it today. I watched half of it the other day. You know, it's pretty funny, man. You know, but they coming right out. You know, let me see here.
And has a fetish over a black man. Bro, these white things literally daydream about having mixed race babies. Any other female ethnicity that gets with a black man, more times it's gonna be out of pure love. They fuck with each other. You get me, bro, raw. But you see a white woman, these gal fantasize. You could be a dead black you could be clapped butters, but as long as you're black, it's cool.
Oh, it's lucky.
Why pay more for Viagra? Don't break the bank to perform your best in bed. Rose Sparks is a fast-acting, long.
They fantasize. It's like they'll be worshipping this. I don't know. Maybe I'm bugging. You lot let me know in the comment section.
So for you, black guys or white guys?
Black guys.
Can you elaborate as to why specifically black guys?
Yes, black guys are melanated, and I want my children to survive. And I know that the only way for them to survive in the future is for them to have melanin in their skin.
And that's that. You know, hypergamy kicking in, man. You know, these women, they think about survival. You know, we know just having melanin, that's not a guarantee of surviving, but we get the worldly point of view she's coming from. You know, they know that their numbers are down. You know, that so-called white man, he's not producing those kids. He's not knocking them kids. I mean, the last time you seen a white family, you know, a male and a female, and there's 6, 7 kids. You know, these white women getting their eggs, you know, frozen. You know, it's a mess. Then you got to account for the dozens and tons of moles out there, man, with this so-called white man. So, yeah, y'all are down in the numbers. And the white woman sees that. And they fantasize about interracial children.
For me to, you know, make my legacy continue.
Okay, I like that answer. That's actually a really unique answer.
Brethren, wagwan. You're good? I'm good too. Now,
all right, this guy,
there's something I want to talk today.
This guy's like the host. I mean, that was just the part right there that I wanted to play. You know, it was, you know, cool video. Who's this? This is his channel. You want to catch it. Cayenne Beast. I don't know if this guy's ham or what, you know, but that's the handle right there. But that's just, hey, another example of Esau. He had his ends, man. You know, you at the end. Let me see where I'm going to go. The scripture left my mind. I'm supposed to go somewhere. Oh, let me just get this here, and I'm going to close it, man. Just something I wanted to say on that real quick. Because Apostle is always bringing it up. You know, Apostle Tahari, he says it, you know, one major sign that you have lost your kingdom is your woman turned against you, and it's true. It's true. And a sign that you want to come up to a kingdom is all the women flock to you. And it's going to get deep because it's going to narrow down to the elect man. That's why it says here's Isaiah 13, verse, let me see here. Verse 12, it says, I will make a man more precious. More precious. This ain't any man. Your Lord tells you about the precious faith in Peter's. So the faithful are going to be the precious ones. Those are going to be the men moving around on a whole nother level, because you're going to receive protection from Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. So what's going to make us precious, Yahweh Ratazah, if I'm part of that number, is our faith. And it's going to show. It's going to stick out. So the Lord's going to make a man more precious than fine gold. So the value of the elect man overnight, like Apostle Gabar say, overnight, your stock gonna rise, man. Through the roof. Even, so the Lord doubling down now, even a man than the gold wedges of Ophir. That's hard to get to. This type of gold right here. Look it up. NLT. I don't like that NLT version right there. We can leave it right there. So yeah, hey, just wanted to harp on that point, because the tables are turning. Like I said, we always knew that this white woman, she had a fantasy, but now, and like I said, this video goes in, but now it's everywhere. It's everywhere. They coming after Jake, man, looking like this and better. They up in the gym looking like this and better. They after you, Jake. Give it all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKwadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone told me this truth. A sincere shalom, labakarium, shah yasha'Allah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.